Okay, hi Doc. Let's take a look at your 9th and 10th assignments for us. The first one is about green energy, so let's see what you said here. Most countries are adopting green energy that is derived from solar and wind for electricity generation. While some people are against the idea because of the instability of the energy source, I believe green energy is becoming more popular due to its low cost and limited carbon footprint. Okay, that's very good. Maybe instead of limited, you could have said reduced. Okay, maybe that would have been more appropriate. But other than that, I think it's good. Yes, okay, so let's move on. Green energy can be sometimes unstable as it depends on the weather conditions. As it depends on weather conditions without the. Solar and wind electricity farms operate based on sunlight and air current, which frequently change. Maybe you should have had an S here. Sunlight and air currents, which frequently change due to the movements of climatic zones, plural, and atmospheric pressure. Any rainy or cloudy day can lead to power supply disruption, given the battery technology is not fully developed to be able to store enough electricity for more than one day usage. For example, research from Washington Electricity Association showed that 93% of the blackout cases of areas depending on green energy were due to unfavorable weather conditions without the support of a reliable backup power supply. Nevertheless, I believe that if green energy were widely adopted on a large scale, issues at a power station could be compensated by another nearby plant with more desirable meteorological conditions. As a result, energy disruption could be potentially minimized, making green energy power supply robust and secure. I like that, robust. Good. Okay, I like this. You discuss this idea of green energy as unsecure, and you talked about it, and you even said that, yeah, okay, that might be true, but if this would happen, then this could be solved. So I'm pretty happy with this paragraph. You didn't mention one area of energy stability, which is energy security, rather, I meant. You didn't discuss one area of energy security, which is this of energy being available at a low cost, okay? Because it's not just enough to, make sure that it is secure and widely available, that it can be obtained at a low cost. You didn't mention anything about cost, but it's not really the end of the world. Let's take a look at the next paragraph. Marginal production cost and limited impact on the environment are the key characteristics that make green energy prevalent in many countries. I can't talk today, I'm sorry. Natural phenomena, it should be, because it's plural, including sunlight and wind, are essentially limitless and free, so the operating cost of a green power plant is extremely low. These plants also generate zero carbon dioxide into the atmosphere during the production process, which is different from traditional stations operating, ing, because that means which operate on. Operating on fossil fuels with an enormous level of greenhouse gas emissions. For example, National University of Singapore recently published a report highlighting the fact that the production costs and carbon footprint of solar plants were on average 98% lower as compared to conventional powerhouses. As a result, I am convinced that these two favorable features are the primary reasons why many governments around the world are welcoming the development and usage of green energy. Okay, this was also well done. You essentially had one piece of support which covered both of your main ideas. So this idea here about the National University of Singapore really referred to this idea of the low cost as well as the small carbon footprint, so that was fine. I do want you to remember that there may be some cases where one example will not apply to both of your ideas, and so when that happens, it is important to make sure you have support for each of those ideas, okay? A separate piece of support that goes right after the main idea, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? Other than that, I thought it was a lovely, lovely paragraph. In conclusion, although green energy sources, it's not just one, it's multiple, are occasionally insecure due to dynamic meteorological conditions, sorry. It can be resolved, this can be resolved, should there be more power plants acting as backup options. Given the enormous advantages of limited production cost and carbon dioxide footprint, green energy is widely adopted in many developing and developed countries. Okay, that's very good. I do feel like a little bit of this vocabulary, some of it was repeated quite a bit. Like I feel like this carbon dioxide footprint and the limited production cost, I feel like you said those two expressions several times. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was just once or twice, but still it did kind of stick out, especially the carbon dioxide footprint, possibly because we call it actually the carbon footprint, not the carbon dioxide footprint. So it really kind of stood out to me. But I thought overall it was an excellent essay. I thought you did really, really, really well. And so I'm really rather happy with it. I don't really have many other comments about it. Like I said, I thought it was a well-executed essay. So why don't we go straight into your letter then? This is about the dog, right? Okay. Dear John, I'm writing to bring to your attention the agitated conditions of your puppy that make it bark continuously all day, even when nobody is around. My name is Dr. Chan, and I am your next-door neighbor. We have not had the opportunity to interact often since my working schedule requires me to leave my house early and return late at night, even during the weekend. Nevertheless, I usually pass by your puppy, which has always been outgoing and friendly, on my way to work. Okay, I recently noticed, with a D here, a change in the behavior of your dog that makes it restless throughout the day and night. Being a dog owner myself, I believe there are likely to be some issues related to your puppy's internal organs that need your immediate attention. I imagine your personal life is heavily impacted by the nonstop barking as a result, so you may want to consider planning a trip to a nearby veterinary clinic to have your dog examined. I hope there is here nothing serious and your puppy can recover as fast as possible. Please let me know. Here you want an if I can be of any help, as I live next door. Staying implies that it's like a short-term thing. As I live next door, I can also be reached at this in case you do not find me at home. Kind regards. Okay, I like this a lot. I was a little confused in the beginning. You called your neighbor John, which means that you are on rather informal terms with him. Your letter style was, I would say, neutral. Okay, so you referred to him as John, and then you said, my name is Dr. John, and I'm your next door neighbor. In that sense, I felt like you were kind of introducing yourself to him. So if you feel comfortable enough to call him John in this letter, then you probably wouldn't find it appropriate to introduce yourself like this. Okay? I don't know if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is that if you insist on writing this sentence, then you probably should have been more formal, all right? Because we're kind of assuming that you don't really know John well at all, and that you have to kind of create an introduction for yourself, or else, the whole thing should have been formal, or you should have gotten rid of this and replaced it with something else. So if you wanted to kind of keep the neutral tone of this, I would have changed it to something maybe more like, although we have been neighbors for the past 4 years, we have not had the opportunity to interact often since my working schedule requires me to leave, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think something like that would have made a little more sense here, okay? I don't know if you agree, maybe you disagree, but because we are concerned with like a consistency of register, when we say register, we mean how formal or how informal a letter is. So we are concerned about this. It is something that is checked in your essay, or rather in your letter, so you want to be consistent. Like I said, I thought this was neutral. It was neither formal nor informal, and that was okay. That didn't bother me. But like I said, the Dear John and then this, it felt like it didn't really match. Like one was very informal and the other one was rather formal. All right, I think the rest of this was lovely. I think you did really well. A lot of good language. I'm really, really happy with the way you're doing, how you're doing. Let's talk about what happens next. This is your last set of essays with me. I don't really recall if you told me, you might have mentioned it in your emails, when your exam is. If it's coming up, then I want to wish you tons of luck. Please let us know both how the exam goes and, of course, what your results are. If you do have a little time before your exam, then you may want to consider signing up for more essay corrections with us. This way you can kind of keep everything you've been doing fresh and keep practicing and keep getting feedback for that writing, because it is really important to do that, okay? Writing is something that you really should keep up practicing right up to your exam, okay? So if that's something you want to do, let us know. There are other packages that you can sign up for. I'd love to continue working with you. So hopefully we can do that. All right. And I want to wish you lots and lots of luck. Do let us know what you decide, and look forward to hearing from you.